Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. It's a Monday evening. I'm very late doing this reading today. It's been an all singing dancing day and loads of people have been contacting me today telling me about surgeries and medical dramas and things like that. It's been quite weird. I hope the same thing is not happening to you. I have the Storyteller Tarot on the tarot table today. It's a Harry tarot deck for me as a reader. I'm reading on this wild tale about a new Princess Diana documentary that allegedly has been offered to Prince Harry by Netflix. This story came from the Express newspaper in the UK originally. They said they were in discussions, positive discussions, for Harry to co-executive produce a documentary. Only Harry. This was a Harry only offer, and nothing had been agreed yet. He was going to narrate it as well. Nothing agreed, but all looking very positive according to a source. And Harry might see it, according to the source, as a way of mending those bridges he blew up with his brother Prince William and with the rest of the royal family. That's the first thing we heard. Then we were reminded by various of those internet sleuths that way back in 2017, on the 20th anniversary of Princess Diana's death, Harry and William produced a documentary on their mother, and they both said that this would be their final word in public about their mother. Then a person on X who's very vocal in the royal sphere, Queer Lips of Truth, said, and I'm quoting, Harry had no idea about the Netflix proposal. And this guy goes on to say that allegedly, let's throw one of those in, the story about the Netflix proposal to Prince Harry came from overexcited Archewell staff or even Meghan herself, because they're trying to get that Netflix deal renewed, which runs out, of course, later this year. That was interesting. And then the final twist in this winding tale is that the Independent newspaper in the UK has come out and denied this Netflix proposal, this Diana documentary. Prince Harry is not planning a Diana documentary, despite reports. That's according to the Independent. It tells us that a source close to the deal with Netflix and Archewell says it's not true, that this has been discussed, offered, whatever, and there will be no further comment. Strange, don't you think? So that's why we have the Storyteller Tarot on this tarot table today, or this evening rather. I'm going to have a look at this, obviously. Prince William, we're going to pick up in the next reading, and how he might be feeling about all of this, whether he really thinks this would mend bridges, and, you know, what about that final word and all that kind of stuff. We're looking now in this reading at the source of this rumour. Who might that be? Because it is a rumour and it's been denied quite quickly. And why was a story put out there? How does Harry feel about this? Did he have any clue about this at all? Queer Lips of Truth says no, he had no idea. We're going to ask the cards, did he know about it? Would he be interested in such a thing? Narrating a documentary about Mummy Diana on the 30th anniversary of her death. Netflix, is Netflix in discussions with Archewell for such a series? Apparently it was going to be a 3-parter. Would they be interested? And then we're going to ask if there is going to be such a documentary, a Diana documentary, and how would Harry's role in such a thing be received if it were to happen? Hypothetical, of course. So that's what's going on. Bit of a tongue twister for me, as I say, all singing, dancing day. Voice is a little bit strained, actually. From trying to help my soprano sing the Hallelujah chorus. So that's just by the way, too much information probably. Let's remind you, it is tarot for fun and entertainment, and it is all my opinion and it's all speculation, and I just read energy, and of course there is a disclaimer in the box below, and please read it and do your own research and form your own conclusions on this story and all other stories. We have the Six of Hearts in reverse, and Mummy Diana, the past, and tragically, because the Six of Hearts is about innocence and childhood and play and friends and things that happened long ago, it's in reverse. So all of that is tainted, all of that is very sad. They were up at Balmoral when their mother died in Paris. Always the story that they weren't interested in taking the last call with her, or Harry at least wasn't, because they were busy playing, and you know, she'd be back in a few days, and oh well. There it is, Six of Hearts. It's just sad energy. You're never going to go back there. You're never going to be able to go back there. The memories are tainted. The family has, of course, been ripped apart and no longer even speaking to each other. These two brothers, they're showing up in the energy for me with the Six of Hearts, Six of Cups in reverse, and this is not the way to mend bridges, just saying. Whoever thought that it was. So heart of this reading, that's our underlying energy, sad energy for me. It's very, very sad energy, and I have to scooch. And we get a similar energy as the story that we're dealing with. It's the Eight of Hearts, the Eight of Cups. Not showing very vividly in these cards. The artwork doesn't really show what the cards actually mean. The Eight of Hearts means moving on. Just letting go of something that hurts, putting it behind you, walking away from it. Doing a documentary on Diana 30 years after her death, that's not moving away, moving on, putting it behind you, putting your sad past behind you. So the need to move on. Maybe there's a bit of an awareness in Harry that he actually needs to do this, that he can't carry this wound around with him forever. And I'm not diminishing the wound. Was a grievous loss, but maybe needs to heal it and not focus on it, and not do a 3-parter for Netflix and monetize it. Just saying, that's sitting in the energy for me. My opinion, of course, just me, the energy reader, doing a tarot reading. So let's have a look at the source of the story that first appeared in the Express newspaper. Not exactly an oracle of truth, but it showed up in the Express first of all. Source. Tell us what you can tell us about the source. We have the Three of Scepters, we have the Three of Wands. That tells me it is kind of a collaborative effort with the Three of Scepters. Hope and expectation there, wanting that deal. It's answered both questions, because it's telling me it was excitable energy of let's rush the story out because we want to renew this Netflix deal. We're hoping that we get another bite at this apple. We've had 5 years, we messed up terribly. Polo, in the heart of Invictus, nobody bothered to watch. That Live to Lead thing, terrible disaster. The only thing anybody cared about was the Harry and Meghan story, and that was only because it was salacious gossip and it made the royal family look bad. And it was the first time people really got to see Harry and Meghan and who they are. Now we've seen Meghan in all her glory in someone else's kitchen. Nobody cares anymore. It's giving me messaging. It's not giving me the usual suspect, which would be Meghan, who was suggested by this guy on Twitter as a possible culprit in this. But he said overexcited Archie Wellstaff. That tells me overexcited Archie Wellstaff. Oh, there's going to be another deal. We're going to save our jobs. There's money incoming. It's hope. It's expectation. It's enthusiasm. We're going to grow. We're going to expand. All of that energy is in there. Let's leak it to the Express newspaper. Let's force the issue. I'm going to ask why. That's the who of it. I'm getting quite likely overexcitable Archie Wellstaff as claimed by the guy on X. It looks possible in the energy. It looks like it could be, of course, my opinion. Why would the story happen? We've already seen why. We've got Ace of Scepters. It's the Ace of Wands. A new deal. They're desperate to drive this new deal through with Netflix. Renew it, extend the existing deal, whatever. Get something else there, because they all need jobs. They need their paycheck at the end of the month, and whatever else, whatever perks they get from working for Archie. Well, rumor has it that at least 3 were let go recently to hire the new communications person when Megan launched that ridiculous Netflix show, her lifestyle show. Yeah, they're just desperate to get good news out there, to get a new deal. It's creative energy, Ace of Scepters, it's leadership, it's entertainment, it's Netflix, it's all of that stuff in Wands energy. They needed a good news story, so they rushed it. It looks like the guy on X knew a thing or two, my opinion. Let's look at Harry and ask, did he have any idea about this? Did he know about this? Guy on X said he had no idea. What did he know about this story, this conversation? I've got the Queen of Spikes in reverse. That's the Queen of Swords. And it's in reverse. That's not knowledge. Because swords in reverse are don't know or not telling. It's a very strategic card. It's a very cold card, the Queen of Swords. If there were discussions, is how I'm going to say this. In my opinion, those discussions were going on behind his back. Possibly with a woman who was being strategic, who was being quite cunning and calculated. I wonder who that could be. I'll leave you to tell me who you think that energy best represents. So, I don't think he knew. I think it was hidden from him. This is my personal opinion. I think it was kept from him. It was being discussed strategically behind closed doors, and I think even more in a speculative sense than in an actual sense with that Queen of Swords, because Queen of Swords, when she's upright, is very direct. She's not going to beat about the bush. She's going to tell you. She's going to tell you how it is, exactly as it is. So, I don't think he knew. How does he feel about it? Would he be interested in such a project? Would he like to narrate a 3-part series on Mummy Diana, having promised that he'd never do another public thing on her? The Wisdom King, which is really the Emperor. No, it's not the Emperor, it's the Hierophant, sorry. That's me and my long day. That's the Hierophant. It's a powerful card of hierarchy and knowing your place in the world. And, of course, your place in the royal family. And he might feel that if anyone is going to do this, he would be the one. Because he is Mummy Diana's true heir. It has that sense of hierarchy, the Wisdom King. The Hierophant is the royal family. It's called the Wisdom King. It's like the Wisdom Keeper, in the sense it's almost dominating the royal family. You didn't treat Mummy Diana right. You drove her out. You took away her security. You took away her HRH. You broke her heart, all that stuff. I am the one that understands her, that can best represent her, that would do this. So whoever was playing this little game over there, our Queen of Spikes in reverse, knew that there was potential take up from Harry if the cards were played the right way. He would think, yes, I'll do it. This is meant for me. But I don't think he's the one that came up with the idea or was discussing it with Netflix. Let's look at Netflix now. Look how much energy is in that Wisdom King card compared with what's in the rest of this reading. And how cold that energy is. How green that energy is. Kind of naive, isn't it? So let's look at Netflix. And was this something that Netflix was discussing with Archewell at any level? And I have the 9 of Coins in reverse. This is not something that was viewed positively by Netflix, because the 9 of Coins, 9 of Pentacles is about freedom. It's about earning your own keep, earning money, paying your own way. I don't think I've ever used that expression for the 9 of Coins, but it very much is that. You've earned your own money, you pay your own way. You are your own self-made person, normally a woman in traditional tarot, the 9 of Coins. And it's in reverse. That gives me the sense of them looking at, I would say, more Meghan than Harry, because it's generally a female energy in the 9 of Pentacles, Coins, whatever it is in here, Coins, and saying, you haven't paid your way. So if it was being discussed, it was being discussed in that context of knocking ideas around. How can we squeeze some more money out of you? Because you haven't delivered. We gave you this huge contract, foolishly, and you kind of haven't earned your way out of it, like earning your advance. You haven't paid us back. You haven't made it worth our while. You still kind of owe us. It's almost giving me debt in it. And so if it's been kicked around at all, this concept, it's only because people at Netflix are desperate. They're desperate to squeeze something out of Harry and Meghan. I don't think Harry even shows up for these meetings. My opinion. Which is why I think we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse there. Don't think he shows up. I don't think he's interested. I don't think he's cared. But if it was put in front of him and here, this is a brilliant opportunity to celebrate Mummy Diana and put one over the royal family, then sign here and you can narrate it with your dull, monotonous voice. Would they be interested in doing such a thing, Netflix? And I've got the World in reverse. They think it would be a flop. The World upright is a rather beautiful depiction of the world in this card. The World, show you if you want to look at it again. I want to look at it some more. I'm not very familiar with these cards at this point. The World is, of course, about completion, success, finishing something. We can say, oh, well, that's the end of that contract. It's done. It's finished. Well done, everyone. We achieved all our goals. We can all move on to something else now. And it's in reverse. Would they be interested? They feel locked into this situation. They feel trapped in it. That this is a story that's going round and round and round and round with Harry and Meghan, and it never resolves. It never reaches any conclusion. They still haven't got what they wanted to get out of the situation. I've got that twice now. So they might think, okay, we could contemplate doing this. Not because we think it's going to be a wild success. We don't think that about Harry and Meghan. We think everything they do is doomed to failure. But only because we don't know how to get out of this wretched contract or this situation with them that we've got ourselves into. And we've already heard stories that have not been denied. That Netflix is hanging around for the divorce deal. Those stories are very current and are not going away, and as I say, have not been denied. This one has been denied. So let's see, are we going to see a Diana documentary from Netflix produced by Archewell? I've got the Page of Coins in reverse. It does not look like it. That's a contract card. Doesn't look like it. I think wiser heads are going to prevail. And the wiser head might be the co-CEO of Netflix. What's his name? Greg Peters, who is very opposed, very hostile towards the Parkles, hates the deal, wants to end the deal. That is not a contract. That's not an agreement. That's the reverse of a contract or an agreement. So I don't think this is going to happen. And I think that's why this thing was stamped on so quickly. Odd choice, the Independent, I have to say. Quite a strange place to plant this denial. No, it's not true. No such thing happening. And don't believe it. And no further comment. How would Harry be perceived if he were to do this? The biggest story in this card is this Wisdom Keeper of, yeah, that would, I'd do that. How would it go down hypothetically if this were to happen? I've got the Seven of Spikes. He would be looked at as an absolute scoundrel, betrayer, thief. It's giving me stolen valor energy, which I know is the wrong expression, but it's stolen royal adjacency. It's stolen. What's the word that Diana represents? Because she became immortal, almost mythologized, and it would be stealing that from her to try and cloak himself in that very favorable energy, popularity, sainthood almost. Yes, her reputation has become more tarnished over time, more realistic, really. People now see her as a real person, a complex person with good sides and bad sides. But they'd look at it and think, you little, insert swear word of choice, and how dare you take something that isn't yours. He thinks this is his legacy. He is the only one that can represent his mother. He honestly believes that. But people looking at it would think, you scoundrel, you wretch, for doing this. How much lower can you stoop? That would be, it's the worst card in the tarot in terms of somebody doing something dishonorable. He would have hit rock bottom with that card if he were to do it. It looks to me as if wiser heads have prevailed in this situation from the point of view of Netflix, and even the possibly has been advised, don't go near it. Don't go near it. But this is one we're going to have to watch, I suspect, because there is energy over here that's really trying to push the story and could push him into doing something stupid. Even if Netflix isn't keen, they see the error of their ways at this point. That is the reading. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.